Hey, welcome everybody. This is the Adulting is Hard podcast with your host, Kyle, that's me, and then we got Ken over there.
There you go.
What's good?
All is good. All is good.
Awesome, guys. So, thanks for joining us. This is our very first podcast. We are very happy to get this out to you, and we hope to bring you laughs and kind of you could take a look into our demented, immature minds. But, you know, what's better than sticking with us on your long drive?
We shall entertain, irritate, and probably agonize.
And we're basically going to talk about anything because this is our podcast. So we get to do whatever the hell we want.
Yep.
Brought to you from an indescript basement in the heart of Idaho.
Absolutely. You can't find us.
But you can find us somewhere. Where can you find us?
You can find us on Twitter at isadulting. Facebook.com is adulting. Also is the same. YouTube.com, Adulting is Hard Podcast. Spotify and SoundCloud, Adulting is Hard Podcast. And then our email, podcast.adultingishard at gmail.com. If you want to send hate mail, compliments, ideas for the show.
Just whatever you want.
Whatever you want. But we will reply insane. Okay.
Who knows how we're gonna? Who knows how we'll reply to some of those? We might just not care. We might just ignore it because hell, it's our podcast and we do whatever the hell we want.
It might be not mine, but it might be a dick pic.
All right, well let's get into it. Hey Ken, I've got this burning question for you. Are the XFL Wildcats going to do anything with their season this year?
Absolutely not. I think we're going to end. We are probably going to end with the worst record in XFL. We're going to go 0-3 as of this weekend. With DC coming in, we're going to get smashed on. Our power ranking is already at 7th out of 8th. We will drop, and we will pull maybe a couple victories out. We need to be in the top 4 for playoffs.
Yeah, top 4.
We will not
4 out of 8
top 4 for playoffs. The only thing is for some reason, if the Wildcats pull a trade for a running back who doesn't fumble inside the 10 twice in a game, with Spruce and Johnson, we can't.
In no league can you win if you fumble within that 10-yard line. Not just once, but twice. It's like the guy had oven mitts on.
Yeah, no, not oven mitts. I don't think he has fingers. I literally was picturing
he's just rocking hamburger patties
stuff together, and it's cool that we let the handicap play. That's fine. But I'm thinking that he just had nubs for hands, and he held the ball, and then he heard a sound, got startled, and he just dropped the ball. But that is our team, is the LA Wildcats. At the end of the NFL season, which I'm a Packers fan, Kyle is a
Fins up Dolphins
fan, lifelong. And so we went with the LA Wildcats because they're close to our hometown. And we are getting trashed on. It looks like DC will probably win whatever inaugural championship. But the main thing is that the league continues and is financed, and we get another season out of it.
We have to because, in my opinion, the XFL is something that we've been looking forward to. Not just because, it's an extension of football, but it brings a lot of different rule changes, and it keeps the game fast, fun, and it's entertaining to watch. I mean, we've already had people throwing up on the field.
Oh, yeah, we have.
You've had sideline interviews where we're like, oh, you haven't kicked a meaningful game in 3 years. How did it feel missing that kickoff or the field goal?
You made a point the first time in your career I could do with less of the sideline interviews. I could do less with the live play calling footage, to be honest. I would like more booth announcer talk.
Yes.
I get the pace of the game is meant to be what it is, but sometimes the game, it drags. I mean, what we've seen replays of.
Our game went what? It was 6-3 at halftime, or 9-6, or something like that.
Was 51.5.
Yeah, and got to be able to speed that up. Yeah. But I mean, at what point can you really speed that up past what it's already gone without getting too crazy with the rules?
Well, if there's an injury timeout, go to the booth.
True.
Okay. I mean, let us get to know who the announcers are. I mean, we don't have a Chris Collinsworth. We don't have a here's a guy.
Here's a guy.
We don't have a here's a guy. So, which is I'm pretty thankful for because that's the guy that makes me day drink. And so I'm thinking that I have good. I actually do have a pretty good feeling about the XFL continuing at 2-3 seasons. We've heard rumors that Alphabet, Google's parent company, wants to make a large purchase of Tesla, and then also at the same time, we've
Correct.
heard that Amazon wants to do a large purchase and investment into the XFL.
Right.
So that is an immediate cash flow.
And that's going to shoot the Vegas odds up.
Well, and then the Vegas odds.
Well, yeah, people will be dumping more money into the XFL knowing that they have all this income coming in and they can keep this going for a couple seasons at least. I mean, if Jeff Bezos comes in and makes a big purchase within the XFL,
yes.
dumps all this money into it, you're guaranteeing that you have, another 3-4 seasons, whatever it may be. So that's more likely to bring out the bettors.
So one of the main things will be salaries. Okay, so what's the top salary in there now? We're looking at $250,000, I think.
Yeah, I think it's for the best of the best.
For the best of the best, which is the worst of the worst for the NFL. Okay, so we've got the best of the best. We've got journeymen.
But I think for the most part, it's right around 55, 60 is what most players are making.
Okay, but so far what I have seen in the season is the injury rate is much lower than the NFL.
Yes.
Since they changed the rules on kickoff, things like that, you don't see your special teams guys going out with his ankle facing the wrong way. We're not seeing, I don't know about the concussion protocol in the XFL. We've seen some hits, but they've gotten back up. So I do believe that we could have an extension of the XFL. I really hope we do, because once the NFL ends, and as you as a Dolphins fan, your season was over from game one.
From preseason game one.
From preseason.
Let's be honest here.
And the Packers
we were
season
tanking.
almost always ends in the first or second round of the playoffs. So once it was done, we picked the Wildcats, and I got a feeling that we
stopped giving two shits about the NFL at that point.
Yeah, the NFL, it's done and it's over with. Chiefs won, big whoopee.
And honestly, if the NFL could take a look at some of these rule changes that the XFL has done, such as the kickoff, such as the punting, going out of bounds and it comes back to the 35 or the 45, depending. Same with kickoff, and then the elimination of the extra point kick.
Yes.
I think those are some big rule changes that if the NFL were to implement that, it might bring a hell of a game to it too.
Well, they discussed the elimination of the extra point before, and they've talked about conversion.
Right.
But they've talked about it. Right now, they're going through a collective bargaining agreement, the CBA.
Yes.
But guys like J.J. Watts and them have told them to go fuck themselves, basically, because they're talking about extending the regular
17 games for the regular season, and then 7 teams make the playoffs with only one person with the bye.
So pretty much it's come down to is you extend the season, and then almost anybody who gets it over an 8-8 record, or we've had people with losing records make the playoffs.
Yeah. Hey, look, and now Cowboys have a better chance of getting in the playoffs.
Yeah, there you go, Cowboys fans out there, you guys might make it.
6-9, or what is it? It would be like 6-10, going to the playoffs.
Woo! Going to the playoffs, woo! And then they'll just still choke a dick. But the thing is the things that the NFL has talked about, the XFL has gone ahead and implemented because they could do it without the fear of change of their fans.
Mm-hmm.
And the money involved in the NFL is, of course, substantially bigger. I mean, they build billion-dollar stadiums. They pay guys.
Well, they've been around for 100 years, too.
They've been around for 100 years.
So they have the establishment.
Exactly. But as a fan, what I want to see in football is just, like Johnson to Spruce in that Wildcats game.
Yes, that deep bomb.
Deep bomb. Okay. I've seen enough NFL quarterbacks do nothing but check down passes all day. That's a Brady thing. When was the last time? And this, I'm talking shit about Brady. Okay, he's got 6 rings. I don't give a fuck. Okay, but when was the last time you see him throw a ball past 30 yards? He's a check down guy.
Yeah, okay? Absolutely. Okay? I've always said that.
He's a check down quarterback. Now the rumor is the Raiders want to give him $60 million
to
go to the Raiders. I hope he does. I hope he ended. I felt so bad for Montana when he finished in Kansas City that I would love to see Brady finish off as a Raider because they suck. Okay, I mean, once Khalil Mack left, once Carr broke his leg in that playoff, I mean, they were.
It's never been the same since.
They would have won the Super Bowl that year, probably. That Raiders team on paper and the way they're playing was so dominant.
Scary. Yes.
Yeah, they were scary, and he breaks his leg and it's over. So let Brady, and let's find out: is Brady a system quarterback? Okay,
I would put everything I own into that.
Yeah, and
He's got to be a system
80,
quarterback.
18 bucks. So I'll put that on that. Okay, that Brady is a system quarterback. Okay,
Right.
he went 197th in the draft or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
Okay, if it wasn't for Belichick, Brady would be like in Tampa Bay. He probably would have been a journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been one of those guys.
He'd be like a Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, and it worked out for him. That's great. He's got 6 rings. Don't give a fuck. And but the thing is let's see what happens when it goes to Raiders. And they're still stacked. But now here's the thing: is Chucky their quarterback over there, or their head coach Chucky? Is he thinking that he's going to build on Brady?
Guy who's got maybe 1-2 years left.
Well, he wants to play until 45, 46 because of his weird vegan diet where he shoves vegetables up his butthole.
Puts a suppository up
there.
Suppository
zucchinis. And so I'm wondering, is he thinking that he's going to build around that or draw guys like Tua and some people who will fight the draft picks and go to the Raiders to be behind a Brady and stuff? I mean, is that what he's thinking? Because, I mean, you cut Khalil Mack. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, one of the most dangerous. Now, we're getting off subject. I get it. We're getting away from the XFL only because I can only name 3 players in the XFL. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But the reason why we watch it as football fans, right, is it gives us something to watch. Okay?
Right.
I mean, that's it.
But that's the thing with the XFL. The XFL can't last if that's its only draw. It can't. If it just gives you something to watch, people are going to tune out. People are going to, watch the first 2-3 weeks, and then they'll tune out because they're just, this just isn't the same.
You saw my problem was the Sunday games being on ESPN and FS1.
FS1, yeah. They don't broadcast to local channels.
Yeah, so the OTA channels have been, I thought that's what all the games were going to be on.
Right.
Right? And so now I'm wondering if maybe those ESPN came in and pocketed a little cash to them. And now they've got rights to air some of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't had cable in years. Okay, I've gotten lucky enough that when the Packers do well, I get to watch their games on the weekend because they're some of the top games to watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you take away the Sunday games, so we get 4 games in the XFL, right? And the first 2 are going to be on
CBS and Fox.
On Saturdays, and then the Sunday games, which we know Sunday is football day. Mm-hmm. You take those games away and you put them on ESPN and FS1.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is that going to hurt them or is that just an influx of cash?
I don't know, because the last 2 weeks they weren't on those. They were on. Nope. I think they had one game on ABC.
Last week they did an FS1 game.
They did have one.
Yes.
Okay, and they also had an ABC game.
Yes.
But
here's my thing. So when I went and looked back, I didn't see any contractual deals where they stated that their games were going to be broadcast on those. The whole point is after the NFL season ended, you would get 4 games a weekend for 10 weeks, XFL championship, and then we go into free agency and draft.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I really hope that the XFL is able to sustain what they have going right now, because I've actually enjoyed every game. I've watched every game. 2 weeks of it, but from what I've seen, it's a very fun league to watch, and it just brings a whole new dynamic to football.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's for 95% of the XFL, it's the exact same thing as the NFL, such as the rules. And they've changed certain things that have enhanced the gameplay, such as only 1 foot inbounds.
Yes.
The
Thought
overtime.
that the NFL should have implemented a long time ago. I know they're talking about competitive level. So a guy like OBJ or Antonio Brown guys at toe and bring it in. I get that.
Right.
1 foot in increases scoring in games. Okay.
Yes. You'll have less calls.
You get less shoving. You get less, shoving is no longer a PI. It's just playing the ball and the receiver. If you get a chance to shove them out of bounds, you shove them out of bounds.
Yeah.
I think 1 foot in like college ball is. I think no ties is another good thing. Fuck ties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who the hell wants to watch? Like, what was it, last season when you had the opening game, not the 2019 season, but 2018 season, the opening game was Steelers-Browns, and they ended up tying.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember,
what? Everybody,
it was like 28-28. It's like, who the fuck wants to watch this?
Steelers-Browns tied.
Right.
Okay. That's how you open the season, right? And that's usually opening game of the season is the previous Super Bowl champ, or they do different things. But the Steelers and the Browns tie to open the season. That tells you a lot about the rest of the season, in my opinion.
Yes.
Now, I had high hopes for the Browns last season. This previous one, they shit the bed. I mean, they did.
They did, yeah. I mean, I remember watching prior to the season starting. There had the ESPN analysts on the panel saying, "Oh no, they're going 11-5. They're going 12-4.
Oh, they're winning their division.
Yeah, they're winning the division. There's nobody better than them.
Appearance in 120 years, even though the league's only 100 years old.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, right? I mean, I feel for Browns fans. Philadelphia Eagles fans during the 80s. Right, when you look back at those guys, you feel for them. They're hardcore, right? I mean, they were hardcore, and they stuck by a team that just stank like a pile of shit when they left the hallway.
Yeah,
right? Or the what do you call it, the tunnel going into the game. And the Browns are that same way. And Manziel, that was. And did you see that yesterday? He tweeted about interest in the XFL. But then
Johnny Manziel? Yeah, and they already said they don't want him.
He deleted it.
And then Colin Kaepernick was like, "Oh, I want all this money." They're like, "Fuck you. You suck to begin with, and we don't want your drama."
I only want to see Colin Kaepernick in there so they get hit so hard that the Sports Illustrated photo shows all the sweat flying off of him. Right? Like
it's like the mouthpiece going flying in the air.
You know,
and the helmet's choking
it. Also, let me say my opinion on this. As a veteran, you have every right to take a knee. You have every right to have an opinion against what you believe the United States does. Okay, let's just put that out there. It's constitutionally protected to burn the flag, all that stuff. Now, if I catch you burning a flag in front of me, you're going to get stomped more than likely, but I'm going to violate your constitutional rights. But what I'm saying is that those things are there, and I get that. But Kaepernick was the wrong person to take that position. Jim Brown should have came out of retirement and Jim Brown did it perfect back in the day. Played his 9 seasons, almost 10, and ended it. And that man had the right idea for defying the idea that the NFL owns.
That's the thing is that, to me, as it has all played out, especially culminating in the tryout that he had for these teams and then changing everything, making himself into a martyr, it's really revealed what he's all about. He doesn't give two shits about that. He really doesn't. He's not some guy sticking up for police brutality. No. This is a ploy. This is an attempt.
That motherfucker lives in a gated community.
Yeah. And he was raised in a white family.
But
he was treated great. He's a rich fucking man. He just got paid He got paid multi-millions of dollars by Nike just to be the face of Nike.
He was asking for Rodgers money at the time.
Yeah,
$20 million a season for being a second and third string quarterback. If he would shut his pie hole,
he would have a job right now.
A job in
Absolutely,
the NFL.
That is 100% true.
One of the top prospects, one of the most explosive players in the league in NFL, fucks up. Okay, starts a dogfighting ring with his old thug buddies and all that. So like he needed the money, right? Gets a second chance, plays back up, second, third string through the rest of what he's got left of his career. So what he did was wrong, but he humbled himself enough to go, you know what? Look, I fucked up. Kaepernick won't shut his pie hole.
Yeah.
Okay. He comes out and then someone goes, I'll give you first string starting money. He'd still say it wasn't enough because I believe he's afraid to play in the NFL. I believe he's afraid because if he plays against opposing defenses, that when he started that shit, they will drill him.
Plus, you have to look at it from an owner's perspective too.
Yes.
First of all, he's complaining about this is all about being racist and shit. What percentage of the NFL is black?
Right.
Just right there.
Okay.
How can you be racist?
Player-wise, right?
Player-wise, yeah, exactly. Okay. And then also, who wants to take on that burden? Exactly. Because you take him on, you're taking off all that baggage that comes along with him. So you stick him at second string, what's the next thing that comes out of his mouth? They're racist. They will not let me. They're not starting me. This is bullshit. This is all
goes down and he plays.
Yes.
And he plays poorly because his last season he had the lowest quarterback rating in the league.
Right.
Ever. Okay. Right. Yeah. I mean, he took the.
It was 32 out of 32.
And the only reason why he took the 49ers as far as he did was the same way as when Kurt Warner came over from Arena Football. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew how to play him.
Right.
That was it. Nobody knew how to play Kurt Warner, so he fucking ripped you.
Right.
Okay. But you're right. It'll be I'm second string, I'm third string.
Yes.
And it's
because you can't put it. He's not good enough for first string. He's not. He's good enough for first string XFL.
And that's the lack of humility.
Yes.
Of going, you know what? I'd rather play in the league as a second string and then
and still make a ton of money.
But the opportunity will present itself. I guarantee you, unless you have an Iron Man, a Favre, a guy like that, right?
Right.
Okay. Their time will come when you get to step in and play.
Right.
But if you play like you did that last season of your career, I don't want you fucking on my team. I don't even want you on the XFL. And watching those guys is like watching multiple sequels of the movie The Replacements.
Mm-hmm.
Legit. Right?
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You know, and for what it's worth, God bless. I mean, I'm a veteran too.
Yeah.
As you know, we're both veterans here, and I 100% say that he can do that.
Yes.
However, he is in a business.
Yes.
So in your business, you do not own your own. I hate to put it this way, but you don't own your own voice.
No.
So I can't go and work for Walmart and then sit outside and talk shit about Walmart.
No, without being terminated or without having consequences.
No, absolutely. You get terminated. So while he is playing for the NFL, I mean, if he wants to do this in his own time and do his activist stuff, more power to him. That's totally cool. I have no problem with that.
Exactly.
But it's the fact that you're doing it and you have the spotlight on you because it's during the game, you're being paid for this game, so you're at work.
Right.
You don't have a First Amendment when you're at work. I can't go to work, as I said, go to work and start talking
employers
shit.
in certain states, your First Amendment, you can have it. You can say what you want.
But doesn't mean you'll have a job.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the thing is, kneeling during national anthem, again, that is your right.
I completely agree.
And the reason why I say that is because when I watch football games at home, do I stand during national anthem? I don't.
No.
Okay?
No.
I don't.
Nobody does.
Okay, nobody does, right? Okay, and anybody listening to this, if they do listen to this and go, oh, I do, whatever, okay, whatever. Okay, I highly doubt
it's not aimed at you.
During the chips and dip and all the party going on that you stand for the national anthem and make the whole house fucking quiet. Okay, if you do, good on you.
You're a damn patriot, that's for sure.
Okay, you're more patriotic than me. Okay, but I have shed blood and sweat and tears for where I'm at now.
Yes.
Okay, but my thing is I believe he's been offered jobs, and I believe with that lack of humility, he thinks they're below him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not going to give you $22 million a year starting money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for a first string quarterback. And it's really based on not just so much of what you've said and done. Your last season that you played the shittiest season of a quarterback in the NFL history.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, worse than guys, and I've been watching football for a long time. I mean, that was terrible.
I don't think it was history, but it was definitely in that season. At the end of the season, he was ranked 32 out of 30. You got to look at Jamarcus Russell. Are you going to say that he was worse than Jamarcus Russell? I don't think so.
Okay, I get you. Okay, but let's just say that you did not prove that you should be second string even.
No.
Okay? And then some teams would take an advantage of that and say, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll stick you behind an all-pro quarterback that we know is aging out and leaving the league, and you would have your chance. You're young. Mm-hmm. But every time you get a chance to
make a scene.
Right? But then you don't like how it goes, you run off the rails. You go out of your lane and you do whatever.
Right.
Jim Brown did that, but he did it in a different way during a civil rights movement, during a time of legit oppression. I mean, all that stuff. Jim Brown did that. I mean, there was a difference in that. And he's no Jim Brown. Okay?
Correct.
Simple play. No, that man would be the all-time leading rusher in this league. Not Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders would be. You know what I'm saying? But Jim Brown would be. But he left the league at the time because he understood the diversity and what was going on. I'm not being paid. I'm leading the league in stats, but the quarterback being a different shade of color is being paid more, and he's not producing. I'm playing for a team that's not trying to win, and he left. Okay,
right.
That's more of a statement to me. Remember the Olympics with the 5-sided fist gun? You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay, that was different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. What Kaepernick is doing is. The guy just got fucking new shoes made by Nike, right?
He's had lots. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he's not losing anything in his argument and fight. When you lose in what you stand for, what you gain means 1,000 times more.
Yeah.
If you lose nothing, then, you know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. So let's get away from, so the XFL, straight up, our hopes are that it lasts. Okay, folks, we hope it lasts, and we hope that if you haven't tuned into it and you are a football fan, that you do check it out. The games are fun. We were there from the first game. It was fun.
Yep.
Is there some amateur play to it? Yes. But the thing is the NFL ended, and most of us, we wait until it's a depressive season. I mean, we wait because I don't watch.
You're like counting the days.
I don't watch NBA or MLB anymore because I grew up with guys like Will Clark, Roger Clemens, guys like that, and find out that they had roid to do
be
the
as
thing.
good as they were.
Well, I mean, but like Roger Clemens had a natural 98-mile-per-hour fastball, but he still felt like, okay. But what I'm saying is, so we don't have a break. We got the XFL. We got something. Okay.
Yes.
It's not arena football. It's not the American Alliance, which they started with like $350 in their pocket. I mean, legit. Like they're doing something. So if you get a chance, check out the XFL. Saturday, Sunday, they play 4 games. It's a 10-game
2 games
season.
Saturday, 2 games Sunday.
Yeah, it's a 10-game season. Top 4 make the playoffs. Wildcats did win the inaugural 2001 season when they had all the gimmicks. We will not win it this year.
No.
Unless we turn
We're about to be 0-3. We play tomorrow. We're playing the DC Defenders. And they just look too hot to stop right now.
Yeah.
We're going to be 0-3. 0-3 in a 10-game season is not the way you want to start.
We're plus 20% through the season. I mean, you can't even say that. And even if we were to turn around and win and we streak out and we win, which would only mean that we get a running back with fingers.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing thing. Nothing gives people nubs. I'm assuming you can hold on the ball better
than he can.
Our running back. Okay. So listen.
And plus, if you live anywhere near where any of these NFL teams live, I mean, they're awesome. You can go to the game. They're saying you can bring a family of 4 to the game and provide them with food for $100.
Yes.
Family of 4, $100 gets you food and
a football
game.
And these games are full with people.
Yeah, because these stadiums are closing up the top half, so the only thing available are the good seats.
But they're also some are open because like DC is filled.
Yeah.
So you could go to what's the average?
Washington finally has a good team.
$24. $24 for an average ticket price.
Do you know that the DC Defenders have now outsold the Redskins?
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Oh,
they beat ticket prices.
It's just the Reagan's days and stuff. But so if you catch that, guys, like if you're local to one of these and you could go into a Major League Baseball game with your family is a $400 or $500.
Well, plus it's $25 for a warm beer and a cold hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. The warm beer, cold hot dog thing always gets me. And but the main thing is, if you do get a chance to check it out, if you're into sports, the XFL is something just to put your eyes on. Check it out. Okay. So now we're gonna move on. From this.
I wanted to ask you. I know we've had plenty of discussions about this before.
Yeah.
And I pulled up this article where a UFO, supposedly UFO, was spotted over Shasta, the Cloud Management Unit. Forest management employee, I don't know, some bullshit over Mount Shasta.
Read it off like you're seeing it.
Yeah, over Mount Shasta.
Mount Shasta's Washington, right?
Yeah. So he took this picture, and it looks completely fake.
It looks absolutely fake, and what it looks like is a singular cloud, cumulus cloud floating through and getting hit with the sun at the end of the day.
It looks Photoshop.
It looks terrible.
It looks fake as fuck.
It looks terrible.
But, I mean, if that's the thing. Yeah. But what happened is the U.S. Forest Service actually shut him down and said, no, this was nothing. And then people were on obviously, the internet trying to debunk this and such. And so they said people are kind of split on whether or not this is...
Go back up with this a touch?
Of whether or not this is real.
Okay, so people weren't fooled. I saw that part.
Yes.
People weren't fooled. I mean, this looks terrible. This is it's a cloud cover. The coloring of the cloud shows you that the sun was hitting it at late day.
Yeah, and if anybody's ever lived on,
the West Coast,
on the
West Coast,
basically in the ocean, these are what the clouds look like at night. As soon as the ocean goes over and it reflects over the
since we're in this subject,
right?
If you want to look,
no, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, do your thing.
I was going to lead into this question is, even though this might be bullshit, how much of these UFO sightings are actually real?
Okay, so let me speak from personal experience. Okay, and I have a background on this. My wife will back me on this. Remember the Orchid apartment?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I will openly admit that I had smoked a bunch of weed. Okay, I'm going to openly admit it. But straight up, we live next to Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Right?
Okay,
That
and we
was
were sitting up.
15, 20 miles from it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that. Okay, so anybody knows Vandenberg Air Force Base is kind of known for some different things. You can go see some great missile launches. But one night I was just kind of watching the horizon, and when you see stars blink, you're kind of used to it. Like certain stars blink,
Right.
change color through the spectrum of the atmosphere, right? But I saw stars disappearing.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I said, Shayla, come on, check this out. And she came out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and for legit, and she will back me on this. We saw I guess you want to call it a space vehicle, whatever you want to call it.
UFO, because technically it means unidentified flying
Yeah, so
object.
we'll
So,
call it a UFO because I've never seen anything like this. Very large, took up massive space. I couldn't tell you the exact shape of it,
okay.
but the thing is, for something that large,
Yeah.
no noise. Okay.
Folks, I know you can't see me, but I have this big
Yeah, he
shit-eating
does.
grin on
Okay.
my face.
But she saw this also. I said it went through that neighborhood,
Okay.
but the direction it was heading was Nevada. But the pace it was going, and this was, and I've seen things in the sky before. And here in Idaho, you're going to hear a lot of reports of.
Oh, we got Mountain Home that's
Well,
real close.
but different than horizontal launches, you're going to hear about vertical things going. That's different. So nothing should be firing vertical like across. Sorry, let me switch that. Nothing should be
Well,
going.
it depends on how high it is,
Nothing
because it
should
could
be
be the
going
curvature of the
horizontal
Earth.
on the launch. Things should be going vertical, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she saw this. Like it blacked out the sky.
Okay.
And it went by and it did its thing.
Okay.
So, but again, it's Vandenberg Air Force Base. This is also the home of the XB-77 or B-70?
Yeah. SpaceX flies out of there.
Well, but what's that
you
little
have
space
the
shuttle?
the Titan missiles that launch
But
out of
what's the
there.
name of that little shuttle-looking thing that goes up there for like 3 years and comes back? XB.
No idea.
Okay, it look like the space shuttle goes up. Nobody knows. I believe it has the same shape as a shuttle. I believe it snatches satellites.
Just snatches them out of the sky.
I legit it does. Like it goes up there for like 3 years at a time.
It swallows.
But that would be the one
North
of the few
Koreans,
times that I
man.
saw
North Korean
something.
hackers.
North Korean hackers. So she saw this also though sober. Like because I told her, I go, the stars, when you look at the skyline, they blink, but if they disappear, that means we know there's an object in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this went by, and it was in the direction of what would be Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but very large, low noise, or no noise.
Okay.
Okay, but again, we live next to Vandenberg Air Force Base, which is
all right. Well, let's get down to brass tacks.
Okay.
What do you personally believe, in your heart of hearts? What do you think that was?
I think it was their opportunity to fly something larger than their standard aircraft.
Okay.
Low propulsion, right? No noise, no immediate thrust.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I mean that backyard at that apartment. You know where we're at. We saw it. What we saw go by.
Yeah.
I mean, large shadow taking up, and what you do is you just look at how many stars disappear. That's really what it is, because at night that's what you see.
Right, it's just a black circle or whatever the fuck it is.
But whatever, I couldn't tell you if it was a triangle or a fucking round or whatever.
Sure.
But now I will admit I was high as fuck, but she was not, and she's like, I see it.
Okay.
Okay, and we saw it coming from the horizon where we lived on the coast of
Mm-hmm.
the beach. We saw it come across from the Vandenberg area and then head out.
Okay.
Okay, so now do I believe, like this picture we're looking at, that's bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, obviously.
Now, do I believe that there's
clouds.
UFOs? I believe that there's there's plenty of unidentified flying objects that people see every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, are we getting into, are there people traveling here?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are we getting that people?
Yeah,
okay.
like aliens. We're talking aliens.
Okay, so let me get into that. Anybody seen an image of the Milky Way?
Okay. Just from satellite or the pictures that they put
the
out.
Milky Way now from different. We've literally mapped the Milky Way.
Sure.
We are a spiral galaxy, is what they call it, because it's got the arms going out and there's space in between. We happen to live as a habitable planet in a very small section.
The Goldilocks zone.
But in a very small section in between two of the arms of the spiral galaxy.
Okay.
Okay. So, and it's 100,000 light years across to the other side. So if there was an alien race or exponentially more intelligent race or whatever, the odds of finding this small little deal
Pretty
are
insurmountable.
pretty high. Okay, but here's the thing though. So human race has been around for what? What do we figure? I think it's 26,000 years. We call it Homo sapien, not
Right.
Homo.
Homo erectus and
Yeah, right. So we figure
Neanderthal.
a race that's 100,000 years ahead of us, right, would have the technology to detect and see this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. An article came out today, and let's see if I can find it. They found one of the first what they call breathable oxygen planets, exoplanets.
Yes.
Okay,
I have.
you
I've
saw
heard
that?
of them.
Okay.
I've heard of them. I haven't done any research on it, but yes, I have
I
heard
heard
of
of this thing. So just the sheer size of things. Do things maybe come by and look? There's always that possibility. If you believe that life is this is it, this we're it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nothing against the idea of God, but he's a huge underachiever. Okay, I'm gonna say it. If this is it, but now as for things coming by, sure. Okay, but now why is it that they come by and they can do interdimensional space travel, but they hit our gravity and they crash in New Mexico?
Well, let me put my 2 cents into this.
Okay,
So I personally believe, yes, there is life beyond ours.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, I see that it's
That's
very
pretty
hard.
selfish
It's very
and very
hard.
narrow-minded.
Yes, you're making yourself the most important thing that's ever existed, never will, technically. Yes, I absolutely believe. I mean, the universe is infinite. It's so vast. There's no way of telling what the hell is out there,
Right.
and there's no way that there's not a single other planet that is close enough to the sun, but also far enough not to be too hot,
Right.
to contain.
And we found
to contain
over
sentient
3,500
life
in the last 5 years. That
Right.
we call
Whether or not they have our intelligence, they could be vastly superior to us, or they can be microorganisms. Exactly. There is definitely life outside of us.
Yeah.
Now, coming to the...
It was Enceladus, the moon, Titan's moon.
Okay.
That they say is the...
There could be, there's evidence.
That's the spot they say if you're going to find
underneath the ice.
Life outside of Earth, it is going to be micro,
within
or
our
it could be giant
system.
fucking megalodons down there, for all we know. That is the best spot.
I hope they're megalodons.
But here's our bet. Where are we putting our money? Going to Mars. Why?
That's a good question. I guess
I just
planetary
look at
exploration.
Like, most people, Buzz Aldrin, a lot of these top people will say we're wasting money going to Mars. Unless we decide to terraform. Unless we terraform. Right. Or we go to Titan and Enceladus and Saturn's moons and stuff like that, where we've detected hydrogen and breathed out versions of our own oxygen through their geysers. Okay, but why Mars so much?
It's the closest planet that can sustain life. Human life.
But it can't sustain without substantial habitable changes.
It would have to be terraformed, and I'm sure that hundreds, if not 1,000 years down the line, that's their end.
Even quicker than that, though. They said, we'd launch blue and green algae all over it.
Yeah.
That's the simplest form.
Yeah.
Blue and green algae.
But it's going to take a long ass time for it. That was my point.
Yeah.
But getting back to my original point is, I've already established that I believe that there is life outside.
Absolutely.
Now, the intelligence behind it is the next big question, is how intelligent are those life forms, and have they ever visited Earth? I'm going to say no. They have not visited Earth, because if we haven't been able to even identify, even with these telescopes that can see so far, hundreds and thousands of light years away, and we still haven't found any evidence that anything else exists, that's still the distance that those aliens or those other life forms have to travel to get here. And then, so not only is the travel, I mean, of course, if they're millions of years ahead of us technologically, it's possible. It's always possible that they have found a way to... if they found ways to manipulate travel, black holes, whatever, shorten the distance, absolutely. But there's no solid evidence. There's only circumstantial evidence and things that can be explained in a million different ways of why they have or have not been here. But I tend to err on the side of caution and say that they have not been.
And my thing is with that is, if there's been many visitor, right, as people claim, why has not one established being I guess, not dominance, but established. We're here.
Yes.
Okay.
And why wouldn't they make themselves? Yeah. Why wouldn't they make themselves known?
Right. There you go.
And if they are vastly superior, you would think they would come here and try to bestow either. They're one of two things. They're either going to help us or they're going to try to kill us.
Exactly.
They're not going to just come here to observe. They're not going to take all that time to travel just to come to observe a vastly inferior life force. They just won't do that.
Yeah, and I've heard things that and I read this article the other day that some scientists believe that any traveler here now is a traveler of human species from the future.
I have heard that too, and I think that's total bullshit anyway.
Almost in the state of tourism. I'm going to go back and see how things were back then.
Yeah, that's stupid.
And for me, that negated the article.
That is like,
I looked at it as, if you're telling me that people are only traveling back, not to say, here's how we stop deadly diseases, cancers, things like that, I'm only going to go back.
Just to have fucking fun.
Just to see what Earth looked like back in 2020.
That's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, so as soon as I read that, I was like...
I don't know if I've ever told you the story, but I want to tell it for anybody who's listening. I have actually had a quote-unquote UFO experience. Okay. And not only that, I have it videotaped. And it is currently up on YouTube, so you can watch it. So later on, I will add that video to our YouTube channel. Okay. So you can go to our YouTube channel, Adulting is Hard Podcast.
Yes.
On YouTube. And the podcast will be there, and I will also upload my video of when I actually saw these unexplained objects that were floating in the sky. So, 4th of July, 2016, we were drinking. I will admit, none of these ever get seen sober, which is
you're gonna find a lot of our stories are prior to sobriety.
Yeah, so we're having this big barbecue at my house. I was living in Denver at the time.
Okay.
And so we were all kind of drinking.
You showed me that one.
I did. Okay, so I did show you this one. So we're all drinking, and we're barbecuing, and we went up to Wyoming and got fireworks and brought them back down, and we were like firing them off. We were having fights with Roman candles in the streets, like firing them at each other and like a war kind of thing. It was fun. Anyway, so where we had lived in Broomfield, just outside of Denver, from where we lived, you can see the fireworks going off from Westminster, from downtown Denver, and from Boulder. We're kind of distant on Boulder, but I mean, you can see 3 sets of fireworks and they're firing all at the same time. So we decided to go up on the roof. And there's like me and about 10 people with us. And we're sitting there and we just got our beers and we're drinking. All of a sudden, up in the corner of the sky towards Westminster, we see these floating balls of light. Yes. And they're just drifting around. And that's when we're like, what the fuck is that? And everybody there noticed it. We were all watching this. And we're like, what the hell is that? That is so weird, because they were making really weird movements. They would go down and then up and sideways. And it was no way was it a firework. It could not have been a firework.
Yeah.
Some people were saying, some people, when I posted on YouTube asking what people thought it was, because I do not think it's aliens.
Yeah.
But I want an explanation because it was fucking weird.
Okay.
And people say, they're Chinese lanterns that they were sending out. Well, first of all, it was really fucking high up.
In the hundreds.
Yeah, this is really fucking far up there. These are really bright lights, big balls of light. And there was multiple of them. And then they would disappear and they would come back. That's not how a Chinese lantern works. And that's not how a flare works. Right. If it was a flare, it would come straight down. It might get hit by the wind, kind of tilt. But this was going up. This was going back left and then cutting back right, going down and then back up again. It was doing weird movements.
Yeah.
So I took up my phone and I decided to video. And I got about a 2.5 minute clip. And it's me and my buddies. And we're sitting on the roof and we're watching this fucking shit go on. It was the craziest thing. And it tripped me out. I had no idea what it was. And again, I do not think it's aliens. I do not think it's aliens.
You still believe it's Earth-based?
Absolutely.
Do you think the perfect timing would be to do that during the 4th of July?
Yeah, because you can get away with it. Conspiracy theory.
Okay, yeah, that's one of our chapters later on. Yeah.
Yeah, but that is just... It was the weirdest thing. So I will post that on YouTube when we get this podcast up, and you can take a look at it and comment on it and tell me what you think.
I remember you sent me those videos the day of.
Yeah.
And I have no explanation for them.
It was weird shit, man.
I still think the Phoenix lights were something else. Remember those?
Yes,
okay,
I do.
Because you had over 1,700 witnesses, including the man who saw something.
Including a senator.
But I'm saying that side, the ship they described, maybe that's what I saw leaving Vandenberg.
It might be.
Right?
Something
I mean,
to that
because
effect.
you know Vandenberg Air Force Base. We can go there. We can sit on benches and watch Atlas V launches and
Yeah.
stuff. But certain other things we're not told of.
And they just do it out
They
of
just
nowhere.
do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And
they say they're weather satellites, but we know
we
what
all
the hell
know
they
they're
are.
NSO. Yeah.
NSA.
Come on.
They're spy satellites.
Yeah, and so.
Did I say that? CIA, don't come after us.
Well,
you won't find us. We're in a nondescript basement in the middle of Idaho.
John Wick, you dude. So that picture you have like that, like I said right there, that is just I guess they would call it a cumulus cloud because it's below the atmosphere, right? And that is just the sun hitting. There's no way, like this guy could think that that's a UFO.
Yes.
Okay, because the only shape you have is cloud, right?
Correct.
All right. So now let's go. Let's move towards. I'm looking at. We'll get into this. I'm looking at games listed for 2020, and I just saw that World War Z was one of them.
World War Z.
World War Z.
So is it time to dive into the nerd zone here?
No, not yet. Not yet. I don't know if we're gonna do the nerd zone yet. Okay, we're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, real quick, we'll hit on true crime. We will in the future do true crime cases that we
will dedicate a whole podcast to a big case.
A big case.
We're thinking about the Rexburg case that's happening right now.
But that may still be too late in the stages. The reason being is because yesterday they charged her with the mother with felony charges of abandonment and things like that. So they didn't. So this may end quicker than we think.
Right.
But in the future, we will do true crime cases, either unsolved or current ones that are going on, that we can keep you up to date on. Everything from the Kristen Smart case from back when we were younger, back in California, to the one in Rexburg, Idaho, with what is it, Linda Valloway or whatever crackhead name is. Hold on a second. So her name is.
Who are we looking for here?
Oh, I was just.
the Rexburg case. But
yeah, so
anyway,
the Rexburg case. So we're just looking at.
But yeah, we will in the
this one I
future.
have a feeling is going to come to a close pretty quick. Not a close, but it's going to come to a conclusion of sort where she's charged with homicide. But we will touch on true crime cases, and hence our email that we have, which is podcast.adultingishard.com@gmail.com. Send cases to us, and then we will spend time.
You can send it to us through you can DM us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/isadulting. You can send it to us on our Facebook. There's a little button to send us anything. You can post whatever you want to do. The Adulting is Hard podcast on Facebook. You can send it to our email, podcast.adultingishard@gmail.com.
There you go.
And then you can also type little comments for this podcast and YouTube on our Adulting is Hard podcast page.
So the whole thing, and the big part of this is the Kristen Smart case in California.
Mm-hmm.
That we're looking at 20 plus years now.
It's been a while, yeah.
Okay, so a gentleman started a podcast down there, which reignited the fire, which will probably lead to the arrest of Paul Flores and the closure of the case.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something that you want to send us, and we can discuss it, and we will discuss it in detail as mature as we can. We will discuss it, but that will be something that we can put out and see if maybe that helps folks. I mean, that's the thing. Maybe it helps some folks out. And let's see here. So the true crime touch, like I said, is that we will consider cases. We'll look at things. Both of us have kind of gone in the direction of criminal justice. We both have a fairly well,
I'm actually in classes right now in Boise for criminal justice. But
there you go. So we have a back knowledge of everything from serial killers, tree killers to your center.
And a shout out to my old college at Santa Barbara City College. They have two excellent courses with two wonderful instructors. It's called the Study of Evil and the Study of Murder. And the Study of Evil is really interesting class because it kind of dives into what exactly is evil.
Didn't you guys watch the New Zealand mosque?
We did, yeah. At Christchurch.
Yeah.
We didn't watch that video, but we talked about it, obviously.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And then the study of murder is all about, serial killers and motives behind it and the different kinds of murders and all that investigating into it. So,
and this Rexburg case, I think, goes from the fact that the guy is a doomsday apocalyptic. He's written 4 books, but then in the world, he's kind of tripped her mind up. But now he's free to go in Hawaii.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything. They've charged her.
Right.
With multiple felonies. So, like, he's free to go. So, like, we're going to see pawns in this. I'm hoping the kids are at a compound someplace, maybe with the lack of communication.
We can hope.
I hope.
We hope.
But odds are they're not.
True.
And that's the sad part there. So, now.
And we're both huge. I mean, it's weird to say, but we're both huge, like, serial killer fanatics.
Yes.
I guess you could say it's the easiest way to put that. Because we both know a lot about different serial killers.
Yes.
I studied a lot of them. I wrote a 52-page research paper into the Charles Manson killing.
Yeah.
I wrote a 12-page research paper on Albert Fish.
Yes.
I have a book that describes all this stuff. I know a lot about them. And same with you, Ken.
Yes.
You're all into them. So if you have any questions, you want us to talk about any of this stuff, you can always shoot us any of that stuff through Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Exactly. Or if you want us to discuss a case, our favorite, I think what we would like to lead to would maybe be some open cases. Like just recently, they did the John Wayne Gacy. They realized 8 victims at the time have not been identified, so there's a big thing going on now. So that's being done.
I mean, look at the Golden State Killer that they just caught last year.
Yeah. So we're both from California. So I grew up with the Richard Ramirez, not the original Night Stalker, but the second Night Stalker.
Golden State Killer was actually the original Night Stalker.
Actually, no.
Yeah, that's what they called him. They called him the Night Stalker. Yes.
I thought it was. Oh no, I'm thinking of the Grim Sleeper. No. So the original Night Stalker was the Golden State Killer, and then Richard Ramirez took that. Well, they gave it to him.
Yeah.
And then Diane Feinstein, being as special as she is, did her thing. But that man traveled through Goleta, Santa Maria and stuff.
Yes, he killed 2 people. He didn't kill anybody. Or did he?
He killed 2 in Goleta.
Yes. And where they were murdered is actually in a creek that was about 3 blocks from my house in Goleta.
Right. So I grew up with a bat in my room, just in case the Night Stalker decided to enter. I mean that was the day and age, and one of the first mass shootings I remember, or one of the biggest pieces of news, was the McDonald's shooting in the 80s. That was the first time I was like, the world is fucked sideways. I mean, legit. And so, all right, so we've gotten through. We've tapped on our true crime. We can go back to video games, or we've done some supernatural. We can do whack-ass people in the news, lighten it up a little bit, or we can...
So, we're going to have certain segments every time we do it. Unless we dedicate a whole podcast to a certain thing, like if we have a true crime podcast. We will have different segments in our podcast. The first one that will always be there is going to be the Nerd Zone, where we're just going to talk about everything nerd. Okay.
I just keep dropping cups over here.
We're going to talk about everything nerdy, from comic books to movies to video games, everything in between.
Yes, and we grew up in this culture, so when we say the term nerd, nerd.
We are mega nerds.
We are that.
We play games. Ken is a professional streamer on Twitch.
I'm a pro streamer.
Go check him out, Evil Pop-Tart Supreme Leader.
On Twitch. I'm a pro streamer. I'm going to become the biggest streamer of all time.
And obviously, every game is a practice game until we win.
Yep, exactly. If not, for the fucking North Korean hackers ruining it for me.
Hey, God, if there's either the North Koreans or the Russians, one of those guys are fucking up our games.
They fucking hate me.
Yeah. But you can always check us out on there. We stream, probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Yep.
So you can watch us. If I'm not on there, he's always there, too.
Kyle's my co-stream partner on that. I do stream with some other folks, but Evil Pop-Tart Supreme Leader on Twitch. Our channel is growing. We're all accepting community. We really, honestly don't give a fuck. If you troll, I'll put you in therapy, straight up. I mean, that's
on stream. There's your therapy right there. Yeah, find the least obstructive way and fuck off there.
I will. Yeah. What's the least obstructive way, and then fuck off. So I will do that to you. But if you come in and you're cool, that's all good.
So the other segment that we're always going to have is going to be whack-ass people in the news.
Whack-ass people in the news and Florida Man.
Florida Man is our final segment. That's our
Okay.
third segment.
Okay.
We will always finish our podcast with the Florida Man article news
Well,
because
whack-ass people in the
everybody
news.
knows that Florida Men make the best news articles.
Florida is where the zombie apocalypse is going to start.
Oh, I'm sure.
Also, anything bad that destroys humanity is going to come out of Florida. And if you're from Florida, I'm pretty sure you agree. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Okay? So, and we will have a category on conspiracies. I know people don't like the term conspiracy theories because people will tell me it's conspiracy facts. But when we do these segments, we do not mock. We will listen or we'll hear the facts and we'll research it once a month.
And then we'll give not our opinion, but how we come down on that issue.
Yeah,
and then why. Without being too... I mean, I'm sorry. I can't say that I'm not going to be too critical because I might be... Oh, yeah, the Earth is flat. No, go fuck yourself.
Okay, yeah, if you tell me Australia doesn't exist, which we know it doesn't.
But, I mean, if it's a legitimate one that we can research and be like, okay, I can put a little bit of, backing to this.
Exactly.
And I've got no problem for something that could actually be real.
Have a dial-in number, so you can call into the podcast live.
Mm-hmm.
But, again, if you're a troll and it's N-word, this, and that, you'll be out. But if you call in... We don't mock. It's kind of a combination of like coast to coast. If anybody knows that show.
Oh yeah, George Morey.
We'll listen to what you got to say, but we will have an opinion on it. We will say, yay, nay.
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah,
you might be the one more accepting of this. I'd be like over here shaking my head, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. So there'll be that right there, and so we'll do conspiracies, and then so real quick, let's get into things that the hosts are actually currently into. Kyle, go ahead.
Well, right now I just recently moved to Idaho, as we had said before. We're both veterans. I actually still serve. I was transferred over here, so I moved here and I've been working. I took a job in basically a surgery clinic that performs surgeries on eyes. So I've been doing that. It's been keeping me pretty busy, but other than that, we game a lot. Kind of still exploring around here. I mean, this place is beautiful. I don't know whoever said Idaho wasn't and full of hicks. No, they're dead ass wrong. This is a beautiful, beautiful state.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, that's about it, man. I've just been working and gaming. I don't have much time for anything else. It seems all that. And then when my dog's not shitting on the floor in the room.
Trained.
Yeah. Surprise adoption day. Just kidding. I would never put it on her dog. She's gorgeous. But what about you? What you been up to?
Okay, so normally I work in the substance abuse treatment field. That's what I went for after I got clean and sober almost 5 years ago. But my thing is I'm moving away from that towards social work, and so continuing school, and raising two boys, family, and I live in a place that literally 10 minutes from me are some amazing waterfalls, the St. River. I mean, it's beautiful up here, like I said. And my thing is I'm semi-pessimistic, mostly sarcastic.
Semi?
Okay. Mostly sarcastic.
Okay.
But the thing is, I will listen to whatever someone has to say. I'm not going to shred and destroy somebody's beliefs. But if I don't agree with you, it just happens that way. So our next segment we're going to get into is we're going to get some nerd stuff, right?
Yeah, hell yeah! Let's bring on the nerd.
So we call it nerd stuff, and we say that with love because I grew up like. Kyle, if you look behind you, see all those, that's all comics.
Oh, yeah.
So I grew up reading comics. I've named both my children after comic book characters. I love the MCU and DC universe and pretty much anything in between. So we're going to get into that, but we are going to a quick break because I got to...
All right. We'll take a break.
Pause for a second because I got to tinkle.
All right. We will be back shortly.
Yes. Thank you, folks, for tuning in to the Ken and Kyle podcast. I'm Ken. Kyle is the other gentleman with me. Also, you can catch us through Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, and email, which we had identified earlier in the channel. And then one other thing is Evil Pop Tart Supreme Leader on Twitch.tv. I would appreciate you folks stopping by and hitting that follow button, sub button, whatever it may be. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right, everybody, we're back. All right, so our next segment is Nerd Stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
And we say that
So
with all the respects of nerd stuff. Like we said
okay,
before,
yeah. We're complete
this
nerds.
is how we were born
okay.
and raised. So
We're allowed to talk like that.
yeah.
So what do we got on the slate? I heard they just renewed Spider-Man, right?
Well, so what I've got is that Spider-Man 3, or what would be not Spider-Man 3 from the original Sam Raimi trilogy, would be the new ones with Tom Holland.
Right.
Okay, which should
continuing on in the MCU.
Yeah, it should be included in the MCU. They're still like, it's kind of confusing because the day before they announced basically it's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at articles now, and they're like, will he be included in the MCU? Absolutely, he should be. That's my opinion.
Right.
I mean, if it comes down to what before, it was a 50-50 split of profits, and I think Sony knows that they'll make more money off of that than their other bullshit that they're putting out. Right?
Right.
Okay, but my thing is we've seen this will be the third restart of Spider-Man. Okay?
Well, it's not even a restart; it's a continuation. In the third, I know you're talking because Homecoming was the first one and the third.
Well, let's go back to the first Spider-Man.
Right.
Okay, the Tobey Maguire.
Terrible Tobey Maguire.
Okay, yeah. Right. The first two weren't bad, and you got him dancing and going emo and doing all that shit, right?
Right.
And then you had Garfield.
Right.
Right. He does two movies leading into the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad storyline.
But then they cut it.
They cut it. And then they go into Tom Holland. Okay, at least they didn't do Uncle Ben again. Okay, we know.
Everybody knows the story
of
Ben.
We know the story of Uncle Ben. And then they're talking about, like, over money, they're cutting it again. So it's either agree to a monetary value of it or cut it and give it back to Fox and Disney now, basically.
Yeah.
And let them go with it. Because the last Spider-Man, which wasn't bad, but with Mysterio, they could have done a tie-in with Mysterio with Old Man Logan. The original Old Man Logan was where Mysterio tricked Wolverine into thinking that all the X-Men were enemies.
Well, remember, X-Men are not together in the MCU yet. I mean,
but they supposedly are. But the storyline goes is Mysterio tricked Wolverine into believing that all the X-Men were enemies, and he killed them all.
Yes.
Okay, and that's why he went and popped his claws. Now, Old Man, or the story Logan, great movie. If you don't cry at that shit, you didn't cry at the end of Terminator 2, and you are an unfeeling sociopath, okay?
You might be a Terminator.
If the thumbs up didn't get you at the Terminator 2, and Old Man Logan didn't get you, or just Logan, okay, fuck you. Okay, all right. But what I'm saying is, so now they're talking that they're re-including him in the MCU, and I don't know where they'll go with it. So they did the Mysterio thing, and I don't really want to see the Sinister Six, to be honest. Go ahead and cross Venom over. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that comes down to rights and how much money they're willing to shell out.
Exactly. Okay.
Because that's putting a whole new aspect into it. If you can bring in the X-Men, I mean, they're going to kill it in the box office, no doubt.
But think about the storyline they could do. Secret Wars.
Yes.
From back in the days. All the heroes are transported by the Beyonder. One of the Beyonders.
House of M.
Well, but one of the Beyonders takes them all there. They fight. That's where he gets the symbiote suit. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. House of M, I think, as its own series would be fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it includes Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you can do a prequel.
She's in there, and Quicksilver.
And Quicksilver, but I mean, you include them in the prequel.
Right.
Okay. No more mutants. The whole thing goes sideways. The only person who knows what's going on is Wolverine. He knows shit's wrong. And then that's how it breaks out. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, there's so much material to be used. But when I think of a board of directors of a bunch of dipshit 20-something-year-olds who just got out of college, who got a job there, who think they understand comics and movies, right? They don't.
Yeah.
They don't get it. They're like, um,
They
okay,
haven't
so
even picked one up.
well, they're exactly. They haven't read the material. They're not even fucking old enough to have read the material that they're going to try and base a movie on.
Right.
Now, the Eternals is coming. Okay, that's another one. It could be very good, but you're going to introduce the Eternals, which are like they predate the whole MCU by fucking million years,
Yeah.
right? It's like having uh, what is it? What's the big-headed fuckers that look over the MCU?
I'm not sure.
The Watchers or whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about? Okay. It's just like having them. Okay, they
Mhm.
don't involve themselves. They don't like get involved. But the whole thing. So Spider-Man.
You mean over the DC universe?
Oh,
You
is that
talk about
DC?
the big blue-headed guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
DC.
my bad. DC.
Because they have
Okay.
to do with Green Lantern.
Yes. Okay. So again, there's another. We'll get into DC. The amazing shit they can do with DC.
Oh God, yes.
Okay. They could actually reconcile and fix their
One movie. One thing I really hope they reboot is Green Lantern.
Yes.
Because that is, I mean, by and far, he is my favorite comic book hero. I love Green Lantern.
Yep.
As you can see, the back of my laptop
Yep.
is all.
This man has all the rings here except for the one that he was supposed to give me. I'm just gonna put that.
I have all the Leonard core
from the Darkest Night series. If anybody knows that, or Darkest Day series.
Darkest Day, brightest.
Brightest
Darkest Night, brightest day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
He has all the rings, and he never got me my rage ring. But again, there's so much material that
I was afraid what you would do with that power.
Exactly. My problem is with it is the regurgitation of it. Okay, we've seen Spider-Man rebooted 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And with Andrew Garfield series, they're going to introduce the Sinister Six. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Foxx as Electro, it didn't work for me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Again, what they forget is the sociopathy and the deviancy of these characters.
Yeah.
Okay. They get it right in the animated series when they do like a solo shot, like on Netflix of like Flash, and all that stuff. So they get that idea, but they fuck it up when they put it on cinema and on screen. They really do fuck it up. So Tom Holland, Tom McGuire did great first and second. When you have Sam Raimi, this man is known for doing Evil Dead series, some zombie movies, right? He shot his load early on the third one. Okay, it was. Remember I think we went out and took smoke breaks during it.
It was so awful.
It was so bad.
It was so awful.
The West Side Story happened in the middle of.
He goes all emo and shit.
He goes,
okay. It was garbage.
And it's not we're shooting down emos, but Spider-Man's not emo. Okay, he's teenage angst. Right. There's a difference.
Well, let me ask you a question. Did you happen to see the Robert Pattinson camera test of him as Batman?
Yes.
Give me your 2 cents. I gotta hear this.
Straight up, I like it.
Oh shit!
Like it.
Oh, that was not what I thought you would see.
Here's what he was missing in that.
Sparkles.
Okay. Now we all know that superheroes with capes is a terrible idea because like Superman just grabbed by the cape, throwing you in the sun. But the Robert Pattinson, and the first comment I put on Twitter was, "Thank God it's not during the daylight, or he would sparkle." Okay, and that just goes back to. But I've seen other movies with him in it, war movies and things like that. And Robert Pattinson is a great actor in that.
Yeah, he's good in Harry Potter.
No.
Cedric Diggory.
Okay, I'm gonna take that back. No, okay, whatever. But other movies he's done, he's done great in. Okay, in the depth of character. Now the screenshot footage we showed, like they showed the other day, where he wrecks the bat cycle. Mm-hmm. He comes around the corner and he wrecks it. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
I haven't.
So he's got the goggles on that cover his eyes. I'm assuming this is because they're doing it in wet weather or whatever, right? I'm okay with it. Okay, and I'm okay with it for this reason. If the Joker movie that came out, which was fucking amazing, and if you don't like it, My ball bag is here for you to just fucking. Okay? I'm sorry. That movie was great because we know that Arthur Fleck is not the original Joker.
Right.
He's the inspiration for the Joker that won.
Correct. Yes.
Now, I've heard rumors that the belt piece here on Pattinson's outfit was made out of the gun that was used to kill his parents, which makes no sense because the Joker didn't kill his parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a in the
it was a random.
Not in the comics, but in the movie, yes,
in the movie.
it was a.
So I'm only going to go with the movies because these guys tell they fuck off with the comic continuity.
Right.
So that part kind of bothers me. Okay, because that means that he took revenge on the guy. Did he take a life?
I doubt it.
Right? Did he just take his? Okay, but do you see what I'm saying? So now Robert Pattinson as the Batman is the same as when I heard Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker. Broke back Joker jokes and all that shit. Okay, I did all of it. But the man killed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. But we're looking at 8 different versions of the Joker: the anarchist, the psychotic, the sociopath, the murderer, all that stuff, right? So you go back to Jack Nicholson, Joker, which was chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. Heath Ledger's Joker. Patton Oswalt did a great article on it. He figured that he was an ex-military intelligence officer. He did a great article on this. And then was damaged, and that's why he says that comment, a group of gangbangers get killed, nobody gives a shit, and then a troop.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why his tricks are good. When he's like, Gamble can't even put 2 nickels together. He knows how to fuck with you.
Yeah.
So, and he had a great article on where that character came from. That's anarchist. Let's just cause chaos.
Sure.
And anarchy is fair, like you said. So the Robert Pattinson version, I've heard it's going to be raw. Different terms for it, right? But the only reason why is because it's the young one.
Yeah.
It's the young version. So is he going to accidentally throw somebody off a building?
So is this going to erase all the events that happened in Justice League?
I hope so.
They're just going to forget that even happened?
I hope so, because Justice League, here's the board members at DC. I'm going to mock them right now and imitate them. They're all sitting around the table going, MCU took 10 years to 13 years.
To get to Avengers.
To get to Avengers. We're going to do it in 6 months. Okay? We're going to take everybody we have and we're going to throw them into a team and assume that they have team dynamics and they can beat their villain. Okay?
Right.
Which we know is Doomsday coming. Or not Doomsday, but Apocalypse.
Right.
Okay. And they beat, what's his name?
Steppenwolf.
Steppenwolf. Okay, which is a great band. Okay.
Don't kill the music, bro.
And then they did the Death of Superman, which, if anybody here that's listening to this is old enough, remembers the issues of Death of Superman. Yes. I bought one, got the band and all that, and then they ran out of issues, and they printed 300,000 more, so it negated any value of anything I had in my collection.
Perfect.
Fuck you guys. Okay, but so the Robert Pattinson thing, and I thought it was the worst idea until I went back and saw some of the other movies on Netflix. He's in a war movie and stuff. The guy can do it. He doesn't sparkle in the sunlight all the time. Okay, now
only when he's a vampire.
The Twilight series was made for prepubescent boys and girls, people challenging what they thought was hot or not. Okay, I'm going to say that. Okay, but
they tried to make a vampire sexy, I guess. They tried to make a vampire sexy, I guess.
They did. They did.
I thought Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt did a good job, but
they were sexier than the Twilight ones. And I'm not gay for those either ones, but they made it hotter than those. Okay, I'm gonna say that right now. Interview for Vampire makes Twilight look fucking retarded. Right? It's just stupid. So here's the thing, Robert Pattinson, yes, I can do this. Now, is it gonna be a solo movie or are we doing a series again? Okay. I just talked about Spider-Man being rebooted 3 times. Okay, we know the Christopher Nolan series was great.
Yeah.
Okay, plenty of plot holes, but great.
Right.
Christopher Nolan, I'm pretty sure, does mushrooms and LSD before he writes a script.
Well, he is the modern day best, in my opinion, the best director out there. The modern day director.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, Scorsese's probably tied with him as first, but I think Christopher Nolan is.
But the thing about Scorsese is predictable.
Yes, I mean all his movies are the
same.
same.
All his movies in the same. Everyone gets shot.
And The Irishman, goes against what most people
I
believe,
didn't
but I
watch
thought
it.
it was
I
trash.
couldn't do it. I fucking couldn't.
I didn't like it.
I couldn't
I
do
was
it.
not a fan of
3.5 hours of fucking what we Hoffman or whatever. What's his name?
De Niro?
No, what's his name that they're making the character on?
Oh, the guy. I know who you're talking about, but yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Hoffa, Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa. Yes.
Okay, all right. I've seen enough fucking gangster movies with these guys in it. The best one is Goodfellas. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Casino's really good.
But
Casino's
again, it was
really
based on
good.
the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
So Goodfellas is it. And if you don't agree with me, email me, and I'll email you a handwritten dick. I don't care. Okay. Or
he will.
I will.
He will.
But what I'm saying is, so Spider-Man's been rebooted 3 times. I'm over that shit. Okay. I really am. I mean, Andrew Garfield was not a bad Spider-Man.
No, I thought he was.
He was
decent.
not. But then they jumped Gwen Stacy in the story.
Yes.
They do things way the fuck out of continuity, and I will fanboy these movies to death. And I don't mean to do that. We've both done that. We've gone to movies and we've watched them and we're like, okay, I try not to fanboy them, but fuck all. This is what I grew up on, and this is what you do.
It's kind of like the new Star Wars series. Completely ruined my childhood.
I haven't even seen what's the last one?
Rise of Skywalker. I haven't either. I will
and
not.
And
I don't think I will.
like, oh, you should, but I've heard it literally just shits on all of everything before. Now, did you hear that George Lucas is willing to buy back in?
God, they're gonna make more.
No, it's not about making more. He's the only contractual thing that he wants is that he gets control.
Right.
So he's not even willing to put a dime into it. He's like, just let me direct the next sequels.
So they are going to come out with more.
Yeah, they are. Of course they are. I mean, Star Wars won't die until we're done.
Yeah, they'll still be going. They'll still be 90s, making movies.
Okay. But,
they already killed Han Solo. How much more of my childhood can they kill?
Oh, exactly. Okay, Chewbacca.
Oh, fuck that guy.
Yeah, they're going to roast him on a fucking... yeah. Okay, but you know what I'm saying? So, straight up, I'm happy to hear about the Spider-Man, what they call Spider-Man 3, which they should not even label that because it'll fuck every Google search up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You had Far From Home, Away From Home, whatever, right? So you get the next part, but who are they going to introduce as the villains? What are we going to do? So you've done Mysterio. And then prior to that, you did your basic stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they'll move on to. There's plenty of characters. I mean, you could do a Spider-Man versus Punisher. You can don't put Deadpool into it. Okay.
No.
Okay. I love Deadpool. Don't get me wrong, but just keep them separate. So there's a lot they can do with it, and DCU can save itself if it just goes away from what it did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Reboot. We got Wonder Woman 84. Which is kind of a reboot. I'll start things. Give series to the Flash. Cyborg's not that exciting. Sorry. We know it's a mother box from Apocalypse. We get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ben Affleck, if he wasn't drunk all the time during his show,
he got help. He got help.
But he'd still be Batman if he wasn't fucking hammered all the time. Okay, he's like, I couldn't nail the character because you're fucking hammered all the time. Okay, all right, and so so that's our part on that, and we'll get more into depth on that on future. Podcast. We'll go more into depth. We've got comic book knowledge. We've got it. I'm not just going to rage on everything that comes out.
Because you probably could.
I could. We give it a chance. We go see it, and then.
But we're not even going to get started this time on the new X-Men. The rebooted X-Men.
But are they going to introduce them right though? Because now are they going to call them mutants?
Yeah, we got to say. This is the next discussion.
That's the next one.
The next one.
Because
because now it's time for whack.
Put this out here. What? Tom Hardy as Wolverine.
I can see that. That'd be a good one.
They should fucking do it because that man
is awesome.
Is amazing.
He's awesome.
He should be the next Wolverine.
Well, how is that going to work? Because he's already Venom.
It doesn't matter. What's his name that plays the dude from the Goonies? What's his name?
I don't know. Who are you talking about?
The guy that plays fucking.
Spit it out.
Thanos.
Josh Brolin?
Josh Brolin's played like fucking 5 people in the MCU.
Well, he's played him and he's played Cable.
Yeah. And Thanos.
Thanos and Cable.
Okay, yeah, so why can't Why can't Hardy?
Because Thanos isn't really Josh Brolin. I mean, he's completely CGI. And
So
it's really
you're
just the
see
voice.
the face.
Yeah.
I think Josh Brolin would do better outside of the Venom series as Wolverine.
You mean Tom Hardy?
Tom Hardy. Did I just fuck that up?
Yes.
Bad. Edit.
But
okay.
I
so
think now what? Go for it.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think he would be best for, or one of the I can't remember their names. The family that does Pennywise, the Skarsgård.
Osgard.
Yeah, one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, beef up, do it, get shorter, whatever. Fucking,
Yeah.
Okay, because I told you Hugh Jackman was at Dairy Queen here not so long ago, right?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, he came through this Dairy Queen.
Nice.
Here on his way up to Sun Valley.
Did you meet him?
No, but I almost ran into Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
I would just start a fight with him and throw my mixtape on that bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right on his chest.
Fucking jerk move. Fuck you. Okay.
All right, so
now we're going into what now?
Whack ass people in the news.
Whack ass people in the news. We're not even touching Florida Man yet.
Oh no, this is.
We're just doing whack ass people in the news, and we may have to do more than one of these articles. So while I'm doing this one, see what else you can find.
Oh well, we can find some more.
Okay, so this one I have right here is why this mom is still breastfeeding her 9-year-old kid. Okay. Now go back up to the picture, and I'm going to say something shitty about this picture right now.
Don't get us banned already.
No, first of all, I can tell she's a single mom.
She's got a ring on.
Oh, does she?
Already wrong. You're done.
Yeah,
You're done.
Okay.
Tap out.
No. Okay. But this British mother has revealed how she will miss breastfeeding her daughter after the youngster finally weaned at age 9.
That is fucking disgusting.
Okay, to me, it borderlines incest. It really does.
Well, she's not doing it in a sexual manner.
We don't know.
No, I guess not.
Okay, but breastfeeding your child till 9?
Yeah, she
9
says.
Years old?
Yeah, it's true. And it wasn't even her that decided it. It was her daughter. Because it says right here, she said, despite breastfeeding for almost a decade, she is happy the schoolgirl made her own decision to stop 2 months ago.
Okay, so the 9-year-old...
So is it...
One day...
if it's 9 years old, it's got to be chunky lemon milk by now, right?
Right, so I'm assuming... Okay, yeah, how do you breastfeed for fucking 9 years? Somebody explain it to me in the email. Also, a 9-year-old was probably at school and heard other kids talking and realized that sucking her mom's tit was wrong at 9 years old.
Is it? The other question is, does the girl, does she eat regular food too?
Right.
And just supplement like at night, like, oh, I'm ready for bed. Like,
she get her Lunchables and Crustables at lunch and then suck titty at night.
She's just got a bottle of milk with every one of her meals.
Just saying, if you don't agree with it, I don't give a fuck. I think it's completely fucking weird. Okay, I get breastfeeding is healthy to a certain age, but I could imagine being 9, because I can't remember back to when I was 9 years old, if I was still sucking on mom's tit. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
I mean, and why would you even tell anybody about it either?
Well,
I mean, she opened up to the news about this. Like, are you trying to make it normal?
Yeah, I mean, if a reporter came to me, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. Okay, so what we got next? Oh, Jesus Christ. I seen this one. We had this talk in sociology about older women giving birth.
72-year-old woman gives birth to a healthy baby boy.
Okay, 72-year-old woman gives birth to a healthy baby boy. Here's all the things wrong with that. By the time that kid hits his 3rd birthday at Chuck E. Cheese, the mom will be fucking dead. Okay?
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay, so here you are. This is selfish to me. And I've read about this. This is just about record-breaking shit.
Yeah.
Like trying to be the whatever. Okay, and most of this happens, and this is not a racist thing, in Pakistan and India. This is where they do this. Okay, almost all these cases you will find there. But to give birth to a child at 72 years old, okay, your child will not have a upbringing with parents. Your kid will celebrate his Chuck E. Cheese birthday fucking parentless, okay? It'll be a fucking grieving party and a funeral with shitty pizza at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you got next?
Who do you...
Whoa. Oh, 36-year-old woman arrested for calling 911 after parents shut off cell phone. Scroll down, let me take a look at her. The bitch looks entitled. Straight up in fucking
36.
Thailand.
First of all, why is your parents still paying for your cell phone bill at 36?
Okay. The other thing is if your parents are paying for it at 36, are you fucking up the bill? Do you not have? If you don't have unlimited, are you still fucking the bill up? She looks entitled, folks.
That sounds like something a 7-year-old child will do when their mom turns off the TV and says, "Go do your homework," and they say, "I'm calling CPS."
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Call CPS. They'll tell you you're fucking. I can't say it. Okay, hold on. Court documents obtained by the smoking gun say whatever fuck her name is. Was belligerent during her phone calls to the point that officers decided to arrest her on charges of disrupting public services of
fourth degree felony. Holy shit.
Where are they at? Because a fourth degree felony here is a tip.
Ohio.
Oh, Ohio.
Yeah.
So she'll do time because her mom shut off her cell phone.
I guess.
That's entitlement.
Fuck yeah.
That is the definition.
This is like first world problems here.
That's not even first world problems. That's fucking an illness of. Literally, your mom. She was probably texting and calling her boyfriend in prison. I'm gonna say it. Okay, I'm gonna say it because now you don't have to. You can put time on your phone. You can call on the. I'm not saying this because I know this. I know from a friend, but you don't have
a friend
you
asking
do
for a friend
calls anymore. So I'm assuming that she probably was using her phone to call her boyfriend in prison, right, or her baby daddy. I'm just gonna fucking say it. Okay, what else we got?
Let's find another good one. Man suffers from really huge big toe on TLC's My Feet Are Killing Me.
No. TLC.
That looks disgusting.
That looks disgusting. It's a big fat fucking toe. That picture of the sun, though, have you seen that? Where it looks like fucking caramel popcorn?
No.
That's the most detailed photo of the sun's surface for that device we sent out there. It literally looks like caramel popcorn. So I'm pretty sure NASA's lying to us. They took a picture of caramel popcorn from the fair and said, "This is the sun." Okay.
All right.
This is it.
This is it. We have reached the final segment of our podcast. Get ready for this. This is the Florida Man segment.
So we all know that anytime an article says Florida Man or Florida Woman, it is going to be amazing. If you have a shitty day, wake up in the morning and start with a Google search of Florida Man.
No, okay. Even better, which I did it, and it's great. Google your birthday and then type in Florida Man.
Yes, and it'll tell you what happened
on your birthday. The crazy ass weird news story. It's great. It's great.
So Florida is going to be known for a couple of things. Where the zombie apocalypse starts, where we know that it's where old people go to die,
obviously,
retire, or whatever you call it.
The seatbelt state.
It's not the bath salts. I think it's just natural behavior.
Gators.
And bath salts.
Natural behavior mixed with little bath salts makes for a bitchin' day.
Okay, so ready for this, guys. Nearly naked Florida man breaks into school, smears feces and cake frosting everywhere. So let's read it down. Surveillance footage at Bear Lake. Okay, so the guy went into an elementary school to do this. Okay. Shows a man identified as 25-year-old Christian Dominic Shea jumping a fence at the property at 2 a.m. Deputies found desks, chairs, and drawers of a classroom covered in cake frosting, and the picture they show is funfetti, which is the best
best cake frosting ever.
Why
my birthday cake.
The frosting, okay. I don't. If this isn't bath salts or crack cocaine,
it's
I'm not
Florida.
sure what
it's just got to be Florida.
It's just Florida.
There's something in the water there.
So there was an open can of frosting in the trash can alongside a child's sweatshirt that was covered in both frosting and feces. So evidently he doesn't like children. There were also feces-covered hand and footprints on a window ledge where authorities saw the Florida man break in. A stapler was found to be placed inside a toilet, and he took a shit in it, evidently, covering it in frosting. And the frosting covered... Hold on, go back. TV remote was found in the bathroom. So the guy shit on a remote, and a stapler...
How do you have this much shit?
And threw it in there.
Was it his own shit, though?
I'm assuming that...
Or did he bring it with him?
Did he bag it?
He brought the cake frosting with him. Why not bring
extra shit? You can bag it
shit?
from a dog park. And
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so now, is that a legal defense? It's not my shit? I mean, is that a legal defense?
No, because it's still vandalism, I guess, is what you... Well, breaking and entering and vandalism.
But, I mean, you get the felony shitting all over the place. Charged. You just say it's not my shit, I collected it from...
You'd be like, I thought this was San Francisco, I could do it.
I thought this was liberal country. Outside the school, deputies discovered a laptop in the trash and a sold pair of underwear hanging from the building.
So did he purposely hang it on the building, or he's just like, oh, I'm done, and fling it up there?
I'm thinking he flung it and they stuck, but the best part is that he would have put him out the flagpole. That would have been the...
Oh, that would have been great.
That would have been the epic conclusion. So employees at the school told deputies they recognized the Florida man from previous incidents at the school.
So this is not his first time being at this school.
No.
What the fuck does it take to keep him away from this school? And what is it about this school?
So he hated his elementary English teacher.
And the toilet, I guess. Maybe something happened there. And the remote? Who the fuck did the remote do?
He shit on the remote and...
and a computer and shit his pants, threw it on the wall.
He was arrested on charges of burglary, petty theft, property damage, and indecent exposure. So the indecent exposure charge probably won't fit unless he came out balls deep in the frosting and the police arrested him. Okay, so that is it for today. Is that what we're doing?
That's it. Yeah, we have reached the end of our very first podcast.
This is our inaugural first.
If you guys have gotten this far, you're better than many people out there.
You have the patience of a saint. You have the patience of a fucking saint.
This is what you can expect from us every podcast. Yep. We will be bringing you our take on the recent news, on a bunch of nerd stuff. We're always going to have that Florida man to finish off that podcast because everybody likes a good fucking joke at the end of it.
Florida Man article. I mean, you can't go wrong with
It's a Florida Man article. I mean, what more can you expect from it? But thank you guys so much for tuning in to us and giving us a listen. You can catch us on where, Ken?
Okay, here we go. So you can catch us on Twitter. At is adulting, ISA, adulting spelled out. You got Facebook.com.
You're having a time adulting?
Some people need help. You got YouTube.com, Adulting is Hard podcast. These will all be posted there. We got Spotify and SoundCloud, Adulting is Hard podcast. And the email, the most important way to communicate with us, tell us.
You got anything you want to say, get it off your chest.
You love us. We don't give a fuck.
You want to shit in our mouths like the Florida man?
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
Exactly. Because our policy is 0 fucks given.
Oh, yeah. And whatever the least obstruction way is, fuck off that way.
Yeah, exactly. So email is podcast.adultingishard@gmail.com. Please subscribe, hit the follow button, whatever on all these channels. Follow us for more of the metric ton of fuckery that we will put out.
Oh, yeah. And from always being brought to you from a nondescript attic in the middle of Idaho.
Until we get a sponsor, Hostess, I'm talking to you.
Or anybody else who wants to throw money our way. I'm broke. I need the money. I won't say no.
I ain't saying no. I don't give a fuck.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We will catch you next time.
Outstanding, John. Ladies, have a good day.